Those waters are yours.
Good afternoon. We're now joined by the St. Thomas Bobcats. To our left, we have wide receiver Destiny Francois. To our middle, head coach Eric Brzenko. To our right, wide receiver DJ Paris. We'll start things off with opening comments from the coach, and then we'll open up for questions.
No, I'm proud of our girls, the way we fought. Obviously, we got a lot to look forward to this upcoming 2 weeks here at Nationals. So we'll just look back and see what we could fix and get motivated to go win a national championship. So obviously, it hurts a little bit of what our thoughts were and what we were expecting, but we just got to keep moving forward and go one day at a time to get ready for Nationals now. So.
Coach, offensively, I know at the beginning of the year and last year y'all had rolled with Holly Meir under center for y'all, and now you've switched to Yolkowski. Talk about the growth of Yolkowski since you started starting her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jules, she hasn't played because of the COVID year, so she hadn't played since her junior year. So she was pretty raw to start, but she's very motivated, works really hard, and you know. She kind of stepped up to the challenge of putting her in a situation to start for us, because she could do a few different things that that we were trying to look for and get going offensively. So that's kind of what we were doing with that. That's the decision. But she's progressed quite a bit. But it's still kind of work in progress, I guess you could say. But we have all the confidence in the world with her to make decisions and play ball. So she works hard just like everybody else does, and she's just gonna continue to get better and learn because she's only had a small sample size of 4 games or 5 games or whatever it may be this year. So we got a lot to look forward to with her, and she's just gonna keep working hard and learning, and the sky's the limit. So that's kind of our decision, and that's how she's been prolonging. It's kind of a slow learning game, but it's also a learning on the fly with her because she's got to play. So that's kind of where we're at.
Coach, and we talked with the other coaches about it too, especially with Warner, but couldn't you think of a better way to get prepared for Nationals than playing against teams that, practically everybody here that has participated in the tournament will be in Atlanta, but knowing that you get that kind of preparation for Nationals? Just talk a little bit about, the perception that comes through by playing top competition right in your own region versus having to play others from outside in order for that championship preparation to come to play.
Yeah, we're getting experience and we're playing the best. Top. We have four teams that are in the top 5 in the nation right now, but that's the experience, and that's what we bring in South Florida. We're very grateful that we have that competition. That way we're ready to compete at a high level. Obviously things don't go our way at times, but we just move on and see what we can do better. But it's great to be able to play a Kaiser 3 times throughout the year, or Thomas, or like last year we played Weber 4 times, just because of some game issues and things like that. But that makes us better, and obviously the outcomes sometimes aren't our way, but as we continue to grow and continue to keep playing against these teams, we're gonna figure it out and be better next time. So.
Coach Hilliker had mentioned that y'all pulled out a little bit of a different look defensively to try to confuse the Kaiser offense a little bit. Talk about your defensive performance today.
Yeah, I thought we fought well. Defensively is our strong suit. Before this game, we were averaging probably around 14 to 12 points given up per game. So our defense is obviously our strong suit on our team. We needed to find ways to disrupt the quarterback, because she makes great plays, and she's a co-offensive player of the year last year, and she's gotten better since last year. So we were trying to throw some different things at her, and obviously defensively, in the back end, we were trying to do some different things. That way we don't get caught slipping for deep balls in previous games that we've been experiencing. So Coach Derek Duque, our defensive coordinator, he he kind of came up with this, and it kind of worked well. Disrupt her a little bit, and obviously things didn't fall our way at times. We missed the interception, missing some flag pulls, some things here and there, but we got to battle back and be able to beat that adversity sometimes. So yeah, we knew that it was going to be a tough game, both sides of the ball, because they're a really good team. They're defending Sun Conference champs and runners up in the nationals. So and we just got to keep battling and figure out ways to disrupt teams and get better ourselves. So that's kind of how we went about that.
Similar question for both DJ and Destiny, and you guys can, answer accordingly. But from a player's perspective, obviously with St. Thomas in the series, not exactly the ideal situations you guys entailed, but it looked like you guys made a couple of nice offensive development stops that Kaiser had that could have been scores. But from a player's perspective, every time you're stopping those top-notch plays, what goes through your mindset, or what's the feeling as a player?
Ready to win the game, so you're going to do anything possible to win. Knowing that I have a great defense behind me, I know that we can stop anybody if we stay together. So that's really my mindset. On to the next one, and let's just try to win the game.
Not giving up, pushing through.
And kind of looking forward again towards the future, looking back at nationals. You guys are coming off as the national semifinalists from last year. Obviously the mindset is to win a national championship, and this question is pretty much out to all three of you, but besides winning, what are the goals that you're looking to accomplish when it comes to Atlanta? What kind of growth are you looking for specifically from these players, knowing that you played in the regular season against top competition, you've played against top competition today, you're going into preliminaries, and you're going to be playing other teams as well, but what's kind of like the goals in mind that you want to set in order to make sure that the team goes through when it comes to being on the right direction?
Yeah, it's just to continue to grow, and no matter what situation we're in, we gotta find the good out of it and be able to grow and learn how to be positive and push that into something successful. I think obviously COVID year last year was a little different because of some things, and this year obviously we got back to a little bit of normality. So I think we just need to. Atlanta was a great time last year because of COVID. We haven't really been able to be as close as a team, with the bonding and all that stuff. So it's obviously we're still growing with that. But the ultimate thing is, we're not looking at the national championship game. We're looking at one game at a time once we get to nationals. So it's kind of win or go home, survive in advance. So we got to take it. I tell these girls all the time, it's one play at a time. In life and in school and on the field, it's one play at a time. And no matter what happens in that play, you move on and you worry about the next play, right? So that's kind of our mentality going in, I think. We just got to continue to grow. We got a bunch of freshmen playing, so they're still getting experience, obviously against 3 of the top teams in our conference, and then just the older group that came last year. It's continue to lead and lead by example and push everybody to compete and be in a better place. So I think the biggest thing is for us to grow as individuals, so we could become more of a team once we get out, each game. So, but I think it's one game at a time, one play at a time. We're not looking ahead; we're looking at the present right now. So.
Yeah, I think just piggybacking off what he said, I want to see my teammates make plays and grow their confidence off of those plays when we go to them. That's really going to bring us closer off the field. We're very close, but we just got to build that up too when we have our free time. We're not practicing, watching film. So I just want to see my teammates grow that way.
And Destiny, being one of just knowing that what your head coach just said and stuff, and knowing that you're one of the upperclassmen that he looks to try to lead this young freshman squad, what does that say for you personally in terms of what does that mean in terms of knowing that you have that responsibility, that your coach is relying on you to make sure you're mentoring your younger teammates?
Well, I just want to push them in the right direction, on and off the field, motivate them so they don't be scared, like all that. That's it.
She's shy. She's shy.
It's all good. I think we're good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.